Go live, 3, 2, 1, and you're like, darn it, I don't know what's going on. So anyway, welcome to Truth Between Lines. It is a Saturday night. I had a little too much of a party last night and decided to celebrate, and won't be doing that again anytime soon. So anyway, welcome to the live. Let me just check my mic. Good, we are good there, making sure we are fantastic. All right, so my regular show is on Sundays between the hours of 6 and 7. Usually I'm here about 6:30, 6:45 is when I'm usually on there. One more thing. And but so tonight I figured, I'm just gonna go on here, just take a listen, see what's going on, get the pulse of what's happening around the world, the country, whatever you guys want to talk about. Typically, I am a national guy. We're talking about the USA politics, but we are happy to talk international. A lot of times I'll get people on this chat that come in from all walks of life, from all different countries around the world. And that's exciting because that gives me an opportunity to actually ask questions and to check in and kind of see what's happening. And a lot of the questions I have are, what do you think about America? And what's happening in your side of the world? And so it's kind of fun to have that happen where it comes in and you just learn stuff, and what's important to us is not important to them, or they're doing the same thing, and then they don't know anything about what's happening over here, and so it works out pretty good. And that's the fun thing about these chats. It is a way to, get out and talk. It's one thing to do videos all day, put up shorts and do all the stuff and all the editing, but to actually get on here live is really cool. So we'll wait a couple minutes. YouTube sends us out through the algorithm, and they'll start seeing some things pop in, and then we'll get going on the whole thing. But no subject is really off topic. There are some subjects that I just don't know anything about, and so if you were to start talking about that, over my head. And I'll tell you exactly where we're at, the whole thing too. It's just a matter of figuring out what works best. But immigration, we can talk about that. We can talk about Minneapolis with the Border Patrol. We can talk about, I guess one guy got killed today, which, he had his own pistol. I mean, no one should die, but at the same time, if you do bad stuff, I can't really feel bad for you. And I think that's kind of where we're at. We talk about the midterm 2026 elections as well. Is that going to translate? Does Minnesota actually go red because people are kind of fed up? You're starting to see even through the cracks in the armor of mainstream media, where a lot of people are actually coming out and saying through YouTube and through other channels, social media, saying, we don't want these people here. We don't want what's going on. Like, we're completely different. We see it. It's happening. We know it's happening. Either we ignore it or we go the other way. And that's kind of what we're doing on that one. Anyway, the GOAT D8467, welcome. Good to see you on the chat. You're the first one on here. We're just getting started and getting rolling. But anyway, appreciate you being here. So that's one thing I'm seeing, though, too, coming out. And because mainstream media just paints a whole picture of everything. It's a war zone, and they got blockades everywhere, and there's marching, and, God, there's whistles everywhere. But realizing that, hey, Minnesota is actually a big place. And at the same time, not everybody feels that same way. And that's the interesting thing about media and mainstream media, and how the power of social media and YouTube and all the other streaming services are out there can show the truth about what's going on. So if you got anybody here from Minnesota or the Great Lake area, let me know. I'd love to hear what you're seeing in your hometown and what's happening around it, because there's so many different ways to look at things going forward on this one. But anyway, it's a Saturday night. Again, we can talk about whatever you want to. If the GOAT wants to put something on there, let me know. We did a couple videos this week, and I want to talk about those as well. Probably online safety. I was talking to a person from England like 2 days ago, and she had a big problem with privacy overreach. And a lot of it was people are getting arrested for speech and just going on their own private social media chats and actually going in there and getting arrested and going to jail for their thoughts. And we're so lucky here to be in the United States that has the First Amendment, allowing us to basically say whatever we want, basically. And how good of a thing that is, and how oftentimes we take it for granted. And that's the hard situation in the real life thing of living in America. But that was a video. I did it 4 days ago. Doing somewhat all right. I try and keep my videos under 12 minutes typically. Usually that's my attention span is 10 to 12 minutes, so that's why I do my videos there. Then I did one for like 18 minutes, so I just blew that away. But overall, if I can bring you some truth, if I can bring you some knowledge for those certain minutes, that's what I'm looking at doing. And that's kind of my MO when I look at this thing. Truth Between Lines isn't just a logo, it's actually just something like we need to figure that out. But a lot of the shorts that came out too, I just did one. I don't know, I did one a couple, maybe an hour ago or so. It was an interesting one about how headlines can completely lie across the board. So take a look at that one. Let me know what you think. And so that was kind of the weird thing about it. But hey, Osriel W3I, I'm not sure if that's in there, but hey, how you doing? Lolanda, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Hey, welcome to the chat. Cool. I love you guys coming in. Again, we've only been doing this for like 6 minutes on this chat, so we're just getting going. If you're just finding me for the first time, let me know. If we're stuck in the middle, good to see you. Welcome. I love the name. That's a cool name. Anyway, good to see you guys on here. Give me a topic. We can talk about whatever you want to, but I'd love to have interaction. Love to have you guys type up. You know, typing is one thing, but it's basically the best thing we can do at this moment. Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think, what you want to talk about. But I did one on boycotting legitimate Somali businesses. I want to figure out how that went on yesterday, and kind of see how that all played out. Was it a success? Do they think that it was a success? Will it happen again? I mean, all those kids that were in daycare that day, they couldn't go to daycare, so that's too bad. Just all the things across the board on that one. But it was a quick little short on that. Didn't do well. I mean, I don't know why the views are so low on that one, but... Oh, very cool. I just hit my 1,000 subs today. Man, good for you, man. I'm plugging away, stuck in the middle. I'm plugging away at 548. I got to write that down, by the way. I'm at 548. Been plugging away since March. And, you know, if you hit 1,000, congratulations. I heard it skyrockets after 1,000. So, yeah, look at my Trump figurines. Yep, I got a bunch of Trump stuff in the back. I'm a chicken. All right. Hippocrates? I'm not sure. All right, what that means. But anyway, Vaughn, welcome to the chat. So good for you, though, stuck in the middle. That's awesome. Now it comes down to watch hours. I don't know how many watch hours you have and what kind of things you got going on with that, but that's the next step, because once you hit 500, if you know anything about the YouTube and how it works, you hit 500, then you got to get 3,000 watch hours. Then the next one's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So anyway, that's putting together. Making music is interesting, though. Stuck in the middle. How are you making music? What kind? Are you doing AI or what's that thing? Anyway, let me know. Let's see. All right, so I got a couple things. So was it G.E. Glegg? Yeah, that's probably wrong. What's your thoughts on Trump? Well, I like Trump. I'm a big Trump fan. If you can't tell. If you can't tell. But anyway, all oxygen. I'm going to read this one slow. Human nature. All right, here we go. All right, so... actually, I'll come back to you. Was it all oxygen? I want to look at stuck in the middle because I asked him a direct question. The views definitely, but the interaction not as much as people think. It's the hours that you spend on YouTube. That's where you make your yeah. All right. So, hi, I'm a psychologist, philosopher, and neuroscience. I also study diplomacy, social power dynamics, and human nature. Do you want to ask some questions and know something? I would love. Okay, good. Yeah, I do want to ask questions. Hold on. Let me just run through the few chat here. Okay, look at the background. Yep, Trump lunatic. Another Trump. It's a fetish helvetic. Okay, cool. Monetization. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm stuck in the middle. I've spent on YouTube. That's where you make your monetization. Yeah, exactly. For sure. That's what we're trying to figure it out. Release the Trumpstein files. Yeah, I wish Biden would have released those files when he had 4 years of presidency and done that. So exactly, I just completed 1,000 hours. Okay, got there, got 3 more to go. Good for you. Yeah, exactly. Good for you. The Sam day's been good. This orange, Utan, Trump dumper, then bread. Okay, yeah. Well, hey, Helvix, thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. Should we have Greenland in your opinion? Okay, that's interesting. I'll let Greenland talk about. No, I go to the studio. I have an engineer that does all of it for me, and I also buy other people's music as well, but I own the beats and the lyrics and everything. Cool, yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's why I was kind of wondering if you actually play an instrument or you mixing an AI. So that's interesting. That's good. All right, so Greenland. God, I want to go back to the all oxygen one too, as far as the philosopher question. But yeah, Greenland. I think we should have Greenland as far as a country goes. Now, how we get it, that's the debate, of course. Military, no. Military is completely out. There's no way that we're going to walk in there and just take it. So that's the whole thing. And bribing them is one way we could possibly get it, but I think the agreements that were being made right now that happened at Davos a couple days ago is probably the right way to go. And if Denmark can find the room for us to get the bases that we need without having to pay any money at all, Trump wins in the whole thing. And that's kind of what we're looking at just across the board. So it's a developing situation. I saw one post, it was out there, it was like kind of like a small meme, but it's like Trump wants 10. Like he wants 10 of something. And so what he does, he asks for 1 million. And then what happens is the other side counters and gives them 100. So he wants 10, but in the end he gets 100. I think that's where we're following right now with the whole thing. Wasn't Trump guilty with something on 34 counts? I don't know. I don't think so, because the weird thing it was probably he'd be either serving jail time or prison, and he's not, because he's the president of the United States. What's my opinion on the Charlie Kirk situation? Well, my opinion on the Charlie Kirk situation is, well, I mean, that's a big opinion. Actually, I'll tell you right now, I got Charlie in the corner up there. How about that? My little cutout, well, it's a wood engraving of Charlie Kirk up there. So that's my opinion of Charlie Kirk. Got him on my keyboard too, if you want to find out. There's what's Sam WB. So yeah, it's not something I really like talking about because I get really mad about sometimes. So I don't know. Let's see. No, I saw a video. Oh, share what video you saw. Let me know. Do you have RD? August White. Are you asking about Red Dead Redemption 2? Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, man. I think, you asked it twice. Yeah, I actually beat that one a long time ago. God, it's been 5 years probably when it first came out. And then I actually went back and I played the first one because I played the second one first. And then I went back and beat the first one too. Obviously, it's a little different. It's bad going backwards. But question is for you, August White, do you want to have a Red Dead Redemption 3? And they were actually, somebody were talking about that actually, and whether or not it would be like what kind of scenario they could put on there and would it even matter? So that's interesting. It's interesting. A woman on the news. A child. Yes, RD3. Oh yeah, you want an RD3? Yeah. Yeah. What would it be about? I mean, I don't know. What would it be about? But I did really like it. It's one of those games I want to go back and play. The second one. The first one, it was too glitchy and just problems. It just wasn't as good as the second one, which of course is, technology and gaming system. So anyway, thanks for bringing up games. It's fun to talk about something completely different. The U.S. and Denmark has an agreement that the U.S. can have as many military bases as they want. Is that the new one, Geg? Is it Gegleg? Or what am I going to call you? I'm going to call you Gleg. I'm not sure if I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. But is that the agreement, though, that what was going on? That was the interesting thing. I haven't seen the whole fallout because I've just been busy. But if that's what's happening, then we kind of got our way and we did everything we wanted to do. So that was cool. Stuck in the middle, screwed up situation. You talk about Charlie. I'm not sure Charlie or not, but... I bet you the type of guy who crashes out when the protagonist of Assassin's Creed Shadows is a black character. Funny thing about that, no. First off, no. But at the other one thing, Assassin's Creed, I mean, you're talking about characters. You've had characters of all different colors and races and, from the Native American, from the third one. You got the Egyptian one. I basically beat every one of them I've seen. Pirates, obviously, that was a white guy, I guess. But... I'm trying to think. The first one I played about half of it because the problem with Assassin's Creed 1 is I had already played I think I started on Assassin's Creed 3, which is the Revolutionary War, and so I started on 3, and then I went to 4, which is Black Flag, and then I went back to 1 or 2 first or something like that, and just going in reverse order of the games is horrible. Let's just put it that way. If you've done it, it's terrible to go backwards because the buttons are all it's just not different, but the buttons, they just don't do the same thing. You can't do all the cool stuff you can do in later versions, and that's the thing. So, no, I'm not going to crash out. The protagonist is black. So, no. I subbed you and I like to. Oh, thank you for stuck in the middle. I appreciate you doing that. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Is an old agreement. Okay, it is old. Yeah, see, I wasn't sure. And that's the weird thing about it. It's an ever-changing moment and the thing. Can I have oxygen? I think you were the one that asked me that question about the philosophy thing. All right, let me ask you one thing. The philosopher guy, I think it was oxygen, I'm pretty sure it was. They had all that stuff. What do you see happening? And this is for anybody too, of course, but what do you guys see happening in Minneapolis and to calm everything the hell down? I mean, and I'm not talking good or bad, good or everything. When is that moment where you just, and you guys, probably people are going to say, oh, when ICE leaves Minnesota. Well, you know that's not going to happen. It's just this, if anything, it's going to get worse. Or I shouldn't say worse. There's going to get more officers into Minneapolis. More people are going to get hurt. More officers are going to get hurt. So for your philosophy question, all oxygen, when do you see that changing? When do you see compulsory people stop fighting and stop standing up for criminals and all the other horrible people that are living in that area? So that's my question for you. There you go. All right. Hi from Israel. What's going on? Okay. Hi from Israel. What's going on? Okay. English is obviously a little different. Hey, Grayson, thanks for subbing. I appreciate it, Grayson. Appreciate it. What's going in Iran? Trump will strike. Okay. So I'm trying to read into that question, Rongeler. Obviously, if you're, I don't know if it's English, your first language, but anyway, I'll go right through it. You know the weird thing about it, now that you think about it, I haven't seen much about Iran at all. Now that I didn't even dawn on me. It's hard to, you know, the media right now. If I were to go to my X channel and look at everything on X, it's going to be all about Minnesota, Minneapolis, and what's happening there. 3 days ago, it was all Iran. Before that, it was, you know, the Somalis, you know, taking all the money and billions of dollars sending it overseas. It's amazing how it is. So, you know, I have not seen anything about Iran. If you're in Israel, what are you saying? What are you saying about what's happening in Iran with the overthrow of the revolution of the Ayatollah? Again, I'm more of a national USA guy. I'm not the grand picture, but we can certainly talk about it. I just don't know about it. Am I okay with the LGBT, or the community? Am I okay with it? Sure, I'm okay with it. Just leave the kids alone. That's the biggest thing. Whatever people want to do in their private lives, fine. It's their private lives. They can do it. If they're over the age of 18, they're adult. They can do whatever they want to in their private life. So am I cool with that? Well, figure it out. Why should the U.S. have Greenland? Why should the U.S. have Greenland? Yeah. It's an interesting question. Why should we have it? Well, we want it. Okay, we want it because of the proximity to the Arctic. And I did actually. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me talk about it. I did a whole video, by the way. If you want to cross promote my own thing, like make sure you go look at this one. It is the one I did 7 days ago. It's called "Why Greenland is Critical to the USA and Does Qatar Have a U.S. Base?" Okay, so you want to watch the whole video. It's 11 minutes and 1 second long. You can watch the whole thing. But here's the ultimate thing. Number one, we need it to protect our whole thing. Those statues are so cool. Hey, thanks. Is it awesome? Okay, anyway. Good. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. The statues in the back. Who's we, my friend? Who are you in this equation? What are we talking? Wait, sorry, Hertz, Ritter. I'm not sure which question you're actually referring to, so let's talk about it. I'm talking about the United States. But Greenland needs to be owned by the United States so it's able to protect the shores of the United States. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at. They want the Arctic Circle. They want the early alert warning that if something's happening or if ships are passing, submarines are going through, missiles are being launched, we need Greenland in order to give us a heads up and a warning on that. Also, a staging area for people, putting soldiers, putting people on the base in order to quite possibly quick strike somebody else. And that could be a big thing as well. Really just a matter of having power and protecting the rest of NATO too. I mean, the idea is we're not alone in this whole thing. As much as Trump wants to say, "Hey, you know, we'll leave NATO and go off on our own," but at the same time, we still need everybody to kind of just get along and do their thing. Now, if that is a matter of putting a little more pressure on Putin and Russia and getting them out of there, stopping. And the other issue too, which a lot of people aren't talking about, it is China and Russia are interested in Greenland as well. So I mean, there's a whole idea of we can't let them get it. However that looks like, we can't let them get it either. And if we do, then that's a huge problem for, again, the safety of the United States and the safety of the rest of the world. So you, Trump, are you okay that I'm bisexual or do you hate them? I like to think I don't hate anybody. I think you just missed my other thing when I mentioned somebody else asked kind of the same question. I could care less what you do in your private life. You do whatever you want to in your private life. Don't care. Just don't touch the children under 18. Leave it out of it, and that's it. So have fun. Go crazy. You want to wear some stupid costume and have sex? Go for it. So, all right. So there you go. Well, don't worry about it. It's fine. Who's we? Who are you letting us? Okay, so again, who's we? Who are you in this geopolitical game? Who am I? I'm a guy from the United States. That's who I am. I'm not sure if you need more than that. That's it. Don't touch children under 18 is funny coming from a dude with a Trump all over his wall. The irony is insane. Really interesting. That's pretty funny, considering Biden was sniffing people. Yeah, that was an issue. And then Clinton was going to the Epstein Islands doing all the stuff. And it's funny that him and Hillary are not able to go to Congress and give their testimony on that one, too. So that's kind of funny. Yeah. Do you know a kid named Miles? I don't know a kid named Miles. What? I'm not sure how it wasn't clear. I never said I liked any of those people. Okay, Spicy or whatever her name is. I never said I liked any of those people. I don't. I see. I'm sorry. That was your question. Sorry, I missed your name earlier. Don't touch children under 18. It's funny coming from a dude all over. I never said I liked any of those. Okay, cool. That's fantastic. Cool picture, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're a guy from the U.S., correct? But you don't seem to understand what that means. You will not benefit from Greenland anyway. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. Why not? Why won't I benefit from Greenland in any way? Let me know. Let me know about the minerals there and everything else happened too. Yeah, there you go. Prove it. So there you go. Let me know why I won't benefit from it. It's interesting you say that. I mean, what? If some other country were to launch missiles over the Arctic or at least towards the United States, we have an early warning. I don't know. All right. Anyway, Spicy, thanks. Have a good day too. Have a good or night or whatever you're at. I don't know. It's night here. Again, we got different time zones here. Some people will pop in later on somewhere else. Leo says Greenland is a central hub into Russia. Yep. Thoughts on the Trump is America's first Jewish president with him having a big old grin on his face. All right. Well, we were talking about Greenland, but we can switch subject if you want to, because you're not a rich capitalist. You're a peasant, respectfully. Because you're not a rich capitalist, you're a peasant. All right, well, consider you don't know anything about me. Okay, fine. If that's what you think, if that's what your first opinion is of me, and that's what you think about me, cool, awesome. All right, so America's first Jewish president. Well, we can make the whole religious argument as far as who's Jewish and who's not, and how when Christianity started and Judaism, everything else. That's not my realm. I'll just tell you that right now. But it's it. Oh, fundamentals. Now we're going back to the. Well, Trump did kiss the wall, but he's a real. Yeah, again, that stuff is so beyond me. I haven't gotten into that. It's very interesting to me. I just don't know. I don't know what they're wearing a yarmulke actually means. I don't know what kissing the wall. I mean, I know the wall, the weeping wall. I know what it is. I've heard of it. I know a little bit about it. I don't know enough to argue about it, though. I'll tell you that. So if you're looking for that argument, I can't help you. Sorry. They will profit from Elbit Systems and Lockheed Martin. No. Yeah, fun adventure time. Sorry, I missed you. I was going to go back to that Charlie Kirk. So I showed everybody a minute ago. Maybe you guys weren't here, but there's my Charlie Kirk in the corner. He's one of my, it's hard to say hero if you never met the guy, but at the same time, I got a sticker on there. I actually did see Charlie Kirk speak a couple years ago, about 3 years ago. He did a thing for Republicans, and thankfully I went to go see him, and I didn't meet him. I didn't have a chance to shake his hand or anything because he just kind of came in and did his speech and left, and he got us all riled up, and we were charged, and it was awesome, and it was great, and I always thought I'd be able to see him again, and then unfortunately, so it was a sad day. Let's put it that way, if that helps. His death was sad. Did they catch the killer? They did catch the killer. He's in jail right now, or not jail. He's going to trial right now. Was Charlie Kirk racist? No, I don't think he was. I think the idea was actually, let me come back to that real quick. So did they catch the killer? As far as I know, and I haven't been paying attention a whole lot, but he's going through the motions right now through the judicial system. So he's in court and that kind of thing. So see, it's very likely that the Jews who don't have anything against killed the guy, by the way. Yeah, that was the interesting thing. Never liked to do, but the people celebrating his death were quite subhuman. Yeah, thanks, Anonymous. Yeah. I feel bad for his kids and wife and for him. Yeah, so I mean, all of that is pretty much true, I think. But overall, I don't know about the Jews. I've heard that story. I mean, Candace Owens was going to do a whole thing about them. The fact that Erica Kirk had relations, I think her dad was Jewish or from some Israel or something like that. Let me just put it this way. When he died, I mean, I took that pretty hard. For a guy I've never met. I saw him, but at the same time, it's the whole feedback from it, And doing this YouTube thing, I started in March. I did a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff. I was always watching him, trying to just figure stuff out, how he, monitoring, mirroring what he was doing, and and then he's gone. So that was the horrible thing. Back to Hassan, though, was Charlie Kirk racist? I don't think he was racist. I think a lot of it came back to just the idea was he would just tell you how it really is. And people were like, look, and they point and they'd be like, you're racist. And he's like, no, that's just the way it is, the way it has been. That's the history of it. That's the past tense of it. So I don't think in his heart he was. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't think he was. Hey, pretty princess, hello. All right. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I just hit the wrong button. I love that. God damn it, do it again. I love that jumped right into this right there in the conspiracy theory time. Hey, Deck 9 on the rocks. All right. I love that jump right into the conspiracy theory. Exactly. Yeah, we've been doing. Hey, by the way, we've been doing this for 25 minutes. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. Please jump in there. That'd be cool. Sorry, the Hassan guy displeases me. Hers and good. Yeah, the thing, again, this is an open conversation. So we're going to get people that disagree. And as long as they're okay about it, fine. That's the idea. You want to come out and you can call me names. You can do whatever you want to. I can give you crap and everything else. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, appreciate you guys being on here. And you don't as well. We both know that. Wait, I missed something. Sorry, the Hassan guy displeased me. And you don't as well. We both know that. All right. You were the first person I called when I heard he was killed. Yeah, there you go, Tech Knight. Yep. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, what do you think of Trump's new NATO, the Gaza? Yeah, the Gaza peace board. And why is that not going the way I want it to? Oh, sorry, it's not scrolling the way I want it to. I'm having technical problems. I haven't heard a lot. It's interesting that he's doing that, though. And I just don't know about the peace board. I mean, the idea. I mean, how does Trump not have the Nobel Peace Prize, and then he's literally starting creations to mirror NATO to get that? That's the kind of the whole thing behind it. I do want to know more about it. I mean, I'll do some research on that a little bit. That's not my thing right now. All right, so I'm getting a little behind here. Well, y'all did joke about Charlie Kirk who was murdered for taking brunt this country down because of a man who beat a pregnant woman. Oh, I got you. Yeah, the George Floyd. Yeah, you're talking about that for sure. Yeah, and that's really the difference, right? When George Floyd when he dies from a fentanyl overdose, they burn down buildings and riot. When Charlie Kirk gets assassinated on basically live TV in front of a whole crowd of people, and we just have our candlelight vigils. That's what we do. That's the difference in people on that one. So Greenland will work out, and our attraction with it is not new. Golden Dome and locals employment exchange for free. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's not Trump wasn't the first guy to come in here and say we need Greenland. I mean, that goes back a long time with a lot of presidents saying the same thing. And we've wanted it because we know it's there. Now the technology's changed a little bit because obviously we have a little more length for missiles and that kind of thing, and also just nuclear. But there's a lot of different things that are new now in today's world that makes it necessary for us to have it. And that's kind of looking at. Randy Kreis, hey, good to see you. Smokey, I just want to say Jesus died for everybody's sins. Well, cool, Smokey. I don't know if you have to say it, but that's fantastic. So anyway, good to see you. Sophie the Last, Jesus loves you guys. Have a great day. Okay, I guess Sophie jumped on and jumped off. All right, cool. Jesus is king, Smokey. I'm a little, again, that must be for sure. Here, slow. Charlie Kirk's words, empathy is made up term. Yeah, interesting. All right, I'd look at the context of that. I was at school. My friend showed me the video of me shot. Yeah. Also, who's the person that's saying we can't do abortion? Right. I mean, that video. I was sent a text message with the video too. God, it was terrible. I had to watch it multiple times, and I realized it actually happened, and I was like, oh my God, this is bad. Okay. All right. Herzen Ritter. Yeah, I'm reading that one. What's your opinion on abortion? Abortion's bad. Let's put it that way. Doesn't Greenland belong to the Danish? Yeah, it does. Yeah, Denmark owns Denmark. Okay, no, actually, is it Isaac? Denmark has a control over Greenland, but Greenland is a international. What's the word? It's on its independent region or something like that. I forget what it's called, but Denmark has claims to it going way back, but it's still an independent thing. So it's kind of weird how it all plays out. All right, so I missed abortion, subbed and liked the name. Thank you very much. I appreciate Randy Christ. Thanks. Who's always buried inside bodyguards of lies and politics? Yeah, you'll like this thing then. You'll like it just fine. All right, very cool. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate that. That's just a bunch of whelp. I don't mean it in a bad way, but that don't weigh too much, man. I don't know what the man is thinking. Robert, okay. It's just a bunch of whelp. I don't mean it in no bad way, but that don't weigh too much. Well, if you don't know what I'm thinking, Robert, I'm not positive what you're thinking either. I don't know. Greenland can get independence whenever it wants to, theoretically, but is an integral part of Danish kingdom. Yeah, and I agree on that one. I agree. Carrie Donald, hello. How are you doing? Where are you from? I'm from Tennessee. Is there a chance Trump is thinking of surrounding Canada, maybe taking it? Oh, Geglik, you know what? You know the interesting thing about that? I was listening to what Alberta is looking at. They're getting signatures right now to actually leave Canada. Now, whether they become independent or whether they join the America, that's the kind of up to the table. But look, I was listening to, I think it was Glenn Beck talking about it. Was it Glenn Beck? It was one of the commentators. They were talking about a legitimate millions upon millions. There's only 5 million people in Alberta, and they need 1 million people to sign a petition saying that Alberta would leave Canada and become its own province. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. And of course, the joke is if we get Alberta, we'll give them back Minnesota. They can have that. And that's kind of the interesting thing on that play. But I don't know. All right, Smokey, what are you going to give me here? To the Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. Yeah, okay. Oh, Fun Venture. What question, Fun Venture? Maybe I missed it. I don't. Did I answer a question? What's your opinion? Oh, opinion on abortion. Yeah. You know, I mean, I think abortion's bad. You're basically murdering an innocent life. It's terrible. The situations that they can come up with rape and incest and all that, I get it to a certain point, but I also know there's so many families out there who do want children and can't have their own, and abortion or adoption is the only way to do it, and to lose abortion is kind of rough. So that's the hard thing about it. You know, the whole my body, my choice thing is bullshit, just because, again, you're killing an innocent life that hasn't done anything, you know, and it's just awful. But anyway, Fun Adventures are here to kind of bring us down on that one. Anyway, let me get my Mountain Dew here. All right. Yeah, you like that answer? All right, there you go. Cool. I mean, we can talk about anything you want to. I just don't know if I'm going to be good at it. But hey, we hit 30 minutes. You guys haven't liked and subscribed yet. Please do. Got a lot of other things happening. One of the other videos I did 7 hours ago now. It says no ice in restaurants, and it's talking about immigration custom enforcement. You should have a pour of bourbon in your deck night glass. You know what? I'll tell you right now, deck night. I got DRCs right here. How about that? The DRC, right? No, I actually looked for the poker chip earlier today, and I couldn't find it. I'll have to redo everything and get it out there, but I'll get that deck night going. If you guys haven't checked out Deck Night on the Rocks, if you guys are interested in bourbons, whiskeys, and all things brown liquor, do you even know where the glass is? Yes, I do know where the glass is. It is upstairs. I know exactly where it's at. It's actually in our cabinet that we keep all of our glasses in. So that, I do know it's in there. So don't worry about that. I gotta think I had something else too, besides the stickers and everything too. But anyway, I do have them. All right, so Ashley, Keel, good. I'm glad I'm entertaining you anyway. We're going on a side quest here in a minute ago. But anyway, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you on here. So fun stuff. We talked a lot. We actually covered a lot of ground in the 33 minutes that we've been on here doing that thing. But I was going back to my one video I did about no ice in restaurants. If you guys saw, it's a Huffington Post. If you know what that is. They did an article about how ICE should not be allowed to go in ethnic or minority restaurants, like Mexican, Chinese, and some other one too. And it's like, they think, like, what is the race of ICE? Like, ICE agents are what race? And one other guy, which I'm surprised he's not on here, a guy named Stuart, he basically said that 40% of ICE agents are Hispanic. And it's like, you got 40% of Hispanic law enforcement, and you're going to tell them they're not allowed because they wear a green and a badge, and they're not allowed to go on there? Yeah. So capitalism at its finest. Because, yeah, sure, go put a little whites only or no whites sign in your window and just see what happens to your restaurant and kind of see what happens. And, you know, it's all right. Anyway, go watch the video. It's actually one of my longer videos, believe it or not, 18 minutes. It's I just kept talking about the whole stupid article, but that was the whole thing. All right, what do you think about COVID when we had to be quarantined? That was bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. Fun adventure time. It is interesting. The more and more we find out about COVID, the more and more we find out about the Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, coming out and saying that he made up the 6-foot rule and all that stuff. That was ridiculous. I mean, the fact that he's admitting that he was just made stuff up. It wasn't that he was wrong. It wasn't that he didn't have information. He just made that stuff up. and to shut down an entire world basically and put people in handcuffs because they were out in the streets. And whenever I see a person wearing a mask today, I look at them and I avoid them, number one. But then I'm like, all right, what's really wrong with them? And it's hard because I know people are really sick, like with cancer and kind of treatments and stuff. So they have to wear a mask. And I feel bad for those people. But I see some people still driving around their car and they have a mask on by themselves in their car and they have a mask on. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then the whole thing is, they get out of their car, they put their mask on, and they're outside on a walk and everything. I'm like, just enjoy the sunshine. So anyway, COVID was BS. That was, to put it that way. Did it for shits and giggles, I guess. What about COVID? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I would say it was more of a social experiment, if anything. I mean, that's kind of the thing. So my family don't believe in doing shots, and we're perfectly fine. We early get shots. Probably say rarely get shots unless they're required for school, like the technic school shot. Yeah, tetanus shot. Yeah, tetanus shot. Yes, 100%. I didn't get my shots. I never had anything. I don't get the flu shot. I mean, I'm a somewhat healthy individual, and I get tetanus shot one time because I hit myself with a nail. That was awful. But I did that. We don't do shots either. We tend just to sip it. That's good. Deck Night on the Rocks comes in. We don't do shots either. We tend to sip it. Exactly. Hey, Deck Night, I got a question for you. What program do you use when you do your chats? Do you use OBS or something? I'm just curious. Put it in the chats. Let me know. But I was missing. Oh yeah, the shits and giggles. Yeah, I would say more of an experiment to see what people would put up with. If you know what the Overton window is, look that up. I did a video on that months ago. It's the Overton window. It's basically the StreamYard. Okay, you use StreamYard, yeah. The Overton window is basically that an area of what is acceptable at that time in the world. That's what the Overton, and the window can slide back and forth. Like it's kind of like cigarette smokes, okay? So like back in the day, everybody smoked cigarettes because it was okay. Everybody smoked cigarettes. Everybody did it. So that was the window. And then the window shifted where like some people don't like cigarette smokes. They don't want it. And then it was kind of like, all right, nobody should smoke, but people still do it. And then the Overton window kept shifting to now where it's almost like smoking is really not a thing people do. I'm being generalistic, but a lot of people just don't do it because they know, A, it's bad for you. It's socially unacceptable. It smells. So all those things going forward on there. That's the thing. Yeah, hardly anybody smokes now. Exactly. But that's the Overton window. That's how it shifts. So I think my point is the Overton window is shifted from COVID of saying, hey, we're free. Everybody can walk and do whatever they want to. And bam, there was like COVID hit. Everybody go inside. Don't talk to each other. Stay 6 feet apart. Walk one way down the grocery store aisle. And then it was like, all right, this is all BS. And it's all going the other way. So anyway, Overton window. Which is great. Yeah, what can I stand is weed. Yep, yeah, so weed, there you go. I hate a cigarette smoke, but I can't effing stand the smell of weed. It just next to everything, right? That is the case in the U.S., but everyone smokes in the rest of the world. Hey, actually, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Hertz and Ritter, where are you from? Just don't give me a general, or give me a general. Don't give me a specific. But I'm curious. Are they still smoking in the world? That's interesting. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I mean, and again, it depends on your age too as well. And cigarettes were simple. Yes, that is very true. The vapes did come in there. I read a thing on Twitter and it said that what if Trump ran for president for a bet and won and wanted out and did crazy things to get out and it turned out to be great and he ran again for shit. That's pretty funny. You're Belgian. Okay. All right. Now it's interesting. You'll see very many smoking in Ireland, Costa Rica, or Jamaica. Yeah. Again, it comes down to the age range too, because it's cool when you're a teenager and all that stuff. But you kind of know. And I know a lot of people that have stopped smoking because they can't smoke anymore. Like they have lung problems or cancer or some other issue, and they can't smoke because of that. So I guess it depends. So yeah. So Belgium, they smoke in Belgium, huh? Yeah. Interesting. Hertz and Ritter, do you guys have what you can see 12, 13? Oh, really? Wow, that's crazy. Do you guys do a lot of tobacco growth? Like, I mean, I know the South and when the turn of the United States and Washington United States, when the 13 colonies, tobacco was a huge growth product out here. Do you guys have your own fields? I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so Robert's back. Abortion, where I'm from, is not seen as something that's disastrous, rather as a free choice. And I come from a tribal minority of Catholics, which consider itself conservative, but the community's view. That's interesting. Where are you from, Robert? Just give me a general. But on abortion is quite positive. Hey, North Side, good to see you, buddy. Thanks. And thanks for that comment earlier today, too. Appreciate that, watching my videos. Thanks. Good to see you, North Side, though. Yeah, just let me know where you're from on that one. So, interesting that's where you're from, or what your take is on abortion that's a positive thing. Huh. Our turkey is usually imported from the tropics. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I wasn't sure if you had greenhouses or something like that. I mean, again, I'm learning just as much as anybody else, so that's cool. Good to know, though. But Belgium, huh? Yeah, all right. Let me look, yeah. So, Belgium. Okay. All right, Mohammed, you got to hit the translator button. Where are the human rights? Kurds in... Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, so let's look at that. So France and Belgium, yeah. I'm getting a little take on that. Netherlands. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, cool. Anyway, back to this. I used to live in England when I was a kid and teen. We drank vodka, 10 or 12, but when I went back to America, kids were so soft. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that you can get alcohol all over the place. You know, and of course, what, France, you know, you could have a glass of wine. Anybody can have a glass of wine with dinner. You know, so Leo, do you think that is more of, you know, again, when you're like 19, 20, or even younger, you get out in America, you get alcohol, you just go nuts because you get it, you don't know what to do. But when you're 21, it's like, okay, it's open to you. So at the same time, growing up being around alcohol, it's kind of like growing up being around guns. And if you know how to handle a gun, you're not, that stigma about it is different. But just drinking all of your life at 10 or 12 years old is not a big thing when you turn 18 or 21, depending on where you're living, and it's legal because you've been doing it your whole time, and everybody does it, so it's not a big deal. So I'm just curious of all that, the whole thing. Figure it out, 4526. Do you like Trump? I mean, yeah, a little bit, just a tad bit, if you want to look around my office there. But anyway, welcome to the chat. Figure it out. I like the name. That's a good name. That's pretty funny. Yep. Sorry. All right. Hey, we hit over 40 minutes. You guys don't mind liking and subscribing, that'd be great. If you're enjoying yourself, I do lives. I go live on Sundays. Typically, that's like my main show that I do. Right now, we're just screwing around, having fun. But that's my main show, and I go over a lot of topics on that day. So if you want to tune in tomorrow, probably about 6:45 tomorrow. But please hit that like and subscribe. That way you get the bells and whistles on that one. Hertz and Mercy. I have a friend who is Belgian. Why is bro hating on the French so much? Robert. Aiden, welcome back, Aiden. Good to see you. Should the U.S. adopt the big stick policy again? Oh, I just did that too. I wonder if I can show it to you. Yeah, I saw your back. Cool. Here, let me show you something. Can I turn this around? Hey, take a look at this. Oh, how do I down? No, I can't. Hold on a minute. Let me figure this out. There we go. What do you guys think of this? Hold on a minute. There we go. What do you think of that, huh? That's the big stick policy right there. So that was ChatGPT putting that together. If you don't know what that is, if you guys are in there before, one of the guys named Stuart brought it up. I was talking about Theodore Roosevelt, obviously president, coming in there saying, you know, speak softly, carry a big stick. And he came in and said, you know, carry a big stick, use it softly, something like that. So it was pretty funny that we put that together. Howard, welcome. Howard, good to see you. And Howard, I appreciate you watching my all my videos. Thank you so much for commenting too, for that matter, Howard. Good to see you. Okay, so figure it out. How do you like him now for what he's doing to my country, Denmark and Greenland, and the way he says Dane's brave soldiers didn't fight alongside us soldiers? I don't know about the soldier thing. How do I like him? Because basically he's taking care of America. And honestly, figure it out, it was America first. That was his agenda. That's why he got elected. He got elected saying that, hey, I'm going to make America first. And if he can make America safer by either working with or taking over Greenland, like, sorry. I mean, that was the whole idea. So how do I like him? Because he's trying to do that. Now, if we can work out a deal, if the people of Greenland choose on their own on their own cognizance to actually become an American citizen, American territory or country or state or whatever you want to say it, that's on them. So same with Denmark. But anyway, yeah, Northside, very cool. Good 10-9. I'd rather do. Robert says I'd rather do vent than vape. Okay. Hello from Palestine. Palestinian, the victim that starts shit. Leo, yeah. Asia. Robert's from Asia. Okay. What exactly is he doing to Denmark and Greenland? And he wants to buy it. He wants to give Denmark a shitload of money. Sounds horrible. Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. So that's my kind of exact opinion as well. I mean, if they choose to do it, they choose to come over to the United States, hey, that's what happens. I mean, if Denmark doesn't like it, I don't know. Anyway, Aiden, yeah, I got plenty of Donald Trump behind me. I mean, if you can't tell that iconic photo back there, yes. I got a little bobblehead right there. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff. It's one of those things. Everybody just kind of gives it to you for people. They just, they give you stuff and throughout this Christmas and everything. What was the craziest thing I saw as a teenager? Man, Leo, that's an interesting question. I saw as a teenager. Man, I don't know. That is interesting. That is interesting. I don't know the answer to that, Leo. I would like to say I'm a little bit sheltered. I grew up in southern New Hampshire, a little bit sheltered overall, so I didn't see much. I mean, we kind of lived in our own little world. And I'm sure a check wasn't anything huge, like it's gonna blow anybody away. So I don't know. I got no good answer for you. Aiden, I got a dog. Your obsession with Trump is a little weird, Brian. Yeah, a little bit. It's a little weird, but it's fine. That's fine. The question is too is just like what happens in 10 years from now, and the difference of what would pull out. What's the memory? What's going to be the memory of Trump in 100 years when we're all of us are gone, and where are we going to be at that point? We just don't know. Hey, Daily Riot, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the chat. Howard Clegg, Keekers Leo. Anyway, yeah, Daily Riot's that's cool. Riot, I was just doing a video, so what I'm doing, I took that live chat that we did a couple nights ago or whatever, and I kind of went through it, and I'm doing my own commentary on it, so I'll talk about it. So I'm not doing the whole hour and 25 minutes. I'm just bits and pieces of stuff. So I think it came out pretty good. I just got to edit and put it all together. So look for that. I'll put you on that one. But all right, we're good to see you. Yeah, Randy Christ, I did quit smoking after 40 years. If I could stop smoking, man, anybody can do it, anything, because now I do all things through Christ who strengthened me, Jesus Christ. Okay, good. I mean, hey, do what you can, be healthy. I wish we had a Trump figure in the UK, but unfortunately we have sellouts running the country. Oh, Williams, okay, cool. You're from UK. You know what? If you don't mind, there's a video I did. It's called Online Safety Privacy Overreach, and it's about UK. If you can watch that and comment on that, let me know. That would be really cool. That'd be fun. I'd love to have your information on that. William Smith, you ever heard of Amazon? What? Where do you go with that, Deck Knight? Right, I use a Movavi. I'm just doing a Movavi right now. I'm not doing the whole thing. I just use the base. What I understand is still no. That's what I'm using. But all right, so that's messed up, and that's not what he was saying. The easy OG, the hard way. That's another way of saying he is prepared for war against a NATO country. He is ill. Oops, sorry, it flipped. He is ill in his head. All right. I saw a gang war break out, in a bar, but it was in English, so they cut each other, blood everywhere, pool stick to heads. Leo, I've never seen anything crazy like that. I do have some stories, but they happen after that. You are so American. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Spear and Fang. I don't know. Thank you. Appreciate it. I saw your video and you said they need Greenland for protection, but the U.S. can put as many troops and bases they want on Greenland, so the only thing the U.S. gains is minerals. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. Thank you. Hey, do me a favor, put comments on there too. I mean, if you know anything about YouTube, it helps the algorithm if you put comments in there. So I appreciate it. Yeah, that is interesting, the minerals thing, but if we have the agreement and we can put bases on there anywhere we want to, and you say anywhere though, really? I mean, anywhere? I mean, I don't know. But yeah, the minerals will be big. But yeah, pretty much. Not the trade routes too. I think I put on there the trade routes. So the fact that the ice is melting or whatever, and it's opening up new routes where ships can now go through. I don't know if I believe that or not. I haven't seen anything I researched, but that's what they were saying. So that could be a thing as well. And if that's part of Greenland, then we want that as well. So, all right. So Robert, add, join me, or get boing to the poster. All right. Hayden, you got 10 cats. All right. You look a good father. All right. Thanks. I like to think I did an okay job. My kids are doing well, but cheers. Yeah, give me a second. All right. Hey, we're right at 50 minutes, guys. If you just joined me for the first time, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. You know, we're just having fun right now. This is kind of just an off night. Saturday, I had some time, so I jumped on here. Deck night, though, we really don't need bases anymore. Just so you know, we don't need the bases anymore. Where? All right. Hey, watch that video, though, the strategic bases. We could talk about Idaho and how Qatar and Singapore they don't have bases there in Idaho, but they have strategic plans and they work alongside of American soldiers at those bases. So watch that video. That's the one called Strategic Bases I put out 7 days ago. Can we trade Minnesota for Greenland? Says Butcher B. Hey, Butch, welcome back. Well, I know you've been here before too. Thanks for coming back. Support the channel, subscribe. Thanks, Howard. I appreciate that. But Greenland has been under control. But Greenland has been under Danish control in 800 years. Okay. So what's your point? I mean, things change. I don't know. Yeah, yesterday I went deer hunting. Cool. Leo, yeah, man. At the time, I used to box, and some came at me with a big old knife, and realized, oh, I wasn't a threat to him. So he hit some random in the skull. The guy chucked acid in his face. Dude, yeah. Remind me not to hang out with you at the bar, Leo. I ain't doing that one. North side. I missed something. Oh crap. Hold on a minute. Not sure why you ignore my comments, man, but okay. Okay, whoa. If Northside and Riot said I missed a comment. No, daily. The last thing I see, Riot, was sounds good. What are you using at it? Hey, guys, something's happening. So I don't know. I don't know what you put in there. Put it in again. Does anybody else see a comment from Northside or Riot? I don't know. I don't. So unless I'm completely missing it. Yeah, guys, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Northside, I think you just popped on. That was it. I got 2 from Daily Riot. Sounds good. What are you using? I said Movavi. Redo that. So whatever it is, if you guys see it in the comments, let me know. But please, you guys are both on the channel all the time. I'm not going to ignore your comments. So, okay. So Roberts is what's going on with the Trump impeachment thing. I don't really understand American governments and I say policy. Can you tell me about the process of presidential impeachment in the U.S.? I'll give you the basis. So what's happening right now is nothing, okay, because the Republicans have control overall, and we're really worried about 2026, which is our new election that will kind of change things. Statistically, over the history of the government of the U.S., the party that holds the president, the Congress will flip the other way. That's traditionally how it works. Now, impeachment works. Basically, you have to go through Congress and impeach them through the House. And I don't know. It will take enough votes to do it all. I forget the number of votes, but if Democrats take over the House in 2026, they're threatening already to impeach him. They can impeach him for anything else. And that's the crazy thing. All right, so Northside, this is the first time I saw your comment. If the United States pay the most in the UN, then they should give the U.S. Greenland, and the other UN countries should quit crying about it. Shut up. Okay. All right, Northside, I definitely did not see that comment earlier. Yeah, I just don't know why we completely do that. So it's super easy to miss comments, Brian. They got to just keep repeating and get over it being passed up. I'm trying to go back. I don't see them, but anyway. The Senate has to confirm. Okay, so yeah, you're right, Howard. Fill me in, because again, I'm trying to go quick. I'm trying to answer all these things. Obviously, I'm missing comments or things or chats. Fill me in, but yeah, it's the House that votes first, and then the Senate has to confirm, and that's why the first time Trump didn't do it, because the House said yes, but the Senate said no. Check me on that one. Make sure I'm right on that one. Trying to be as quick as I can possibly do it. And then Danes have agreement with us, but they can build camps for military and send soldiers there as much as they like, but not own it. That totally messed up. Oh, figure it out. Okay, so you're talking about Greenland again. The Danes have an agreement with us that they can build camps for military and send soldiers there as much as they like, but not own it. Yeah, that's your whole thing on that one too. I don't know. But yeah, back to Howard thing and the impeachment though. So I mean, Bill Clinton was impeached, but he didn't leave office because he couldn't get on both sides of it. Trump was twice. Yeah, it's a mess. Whistleblower leaked internal documents. Okay, I saw that one. All right, Dave. Right. Whistleblower leaked internal documents. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about Greenland, or did I miss it? Or are we talking about something else? Anyway. I feel like I'm losing it. Ice. Oh, you say? Oh. Okay. I didn't see your video today, but I think it was about Elon Musk. I didn't watch it. Not yet. I'll watch it tonight or tomorrow. But that's interesting. Ignoring search warrant requirements. hey, Ryan, put that together so I'm not trying to read the truth between lines. Okay. So who is putting that together? Who is ignoring search warrant requirements? And who's the whistleblower, the leaking internal documents? So, all right. It will, weird. See, okay, so it's not me, and I'm missing it. What, they think the language is keeping you out? Is that what's going on? That is weird. I got to get you on this channel. I typed this out 3 times. That's crazy. That was an interesting thing. I learned, too, having 2 elections in a term, I got to give it to the people who wrote the American Constitution. It's a genius, great way to keep the president in check. Yeah, well, we're going on 250 years now of a great thing, so that's for sure. They are feds. They don't need warrants. Well, I don't know, Leo. I mean, at a certain point, they need something, but ignoring search warrant requirements. Okay, so let's go back to that since it won't let you put that together. That's really weird. Ignoring search warrant requirements. So you're saying that people that ICE agents are entering homes without using search warrants, and the whistleblowers leaked the internal documents saying that they could. Am I on the right track? I mean, it's like building a puzzle and doing it. Okay, hey, I got it. It's literally like building a puzzle, trying to put that together. Wow. Hey man, you got the platform. Put that video together if you can, unless they shadow ban you, which we talked. I watched that video about the shadow banning too. That you and I did. I'd be curious. Let me know. I haven't seen it, but of course I haven't seen it because I'm not looking for that. And at the same time, that's all. So internal documents show that they told them to ignore the need for warrants. Aiden, what are you doing, Aiden? I know you're like 18, but all right, cool. Welcome to the chat. Good to have you back again for the second time. All right, I'll look at it. I'll look it up. Internal. So internal whistleblower. Blower for search warrants. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you'll put something together because that's the good thing about it overall. Hey, don't be sorry. Just contribute. That'd be great. If it's an op from the government, no need for warrants. Is that true? So Leo, is that true? If it's an op from the government, no need for warrants. I don't know. What do you think, right? Is that a thing? If it's an op from the government, from federal government. Yeah, well, I'll look at that too. So federal op. Yeah. I don't know. Go find an article and copy and paste. That could be interesting. Howard Clegg, I'm assuming this is not so, Leo. But yeah, I would imagine, kind of the world to hope without some kind of search warrant or something. Constitution does not exempt the federal government. Hey, let me ask you this. Did you guys watch The Rip, the new movie of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck? Did you watch that? If you have, I'm curious because on that, they did not have a warrant, but they had something else. I forget what they called it. And feds need warrants, but there are always ways around them. But they wanted, the whole idea was they got into this house. And I wanted to see if it was legitimate or not, if they could actually do that. But they used the thing where the lady said, "Hey, yeah, sure, come on in," to search for drugs, even though she knew drugs weren't there. It was the whole thing. So I was wondering if you guys saw The Rip. I watched it today. But they're doing a thing handed out by the president. They don't need warrants. Yeah. Here's something interesting. My neighbor's state has special provisions where indigenous people can take arms against illegal immigrants. What do you guys think about what Robert said? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? What's an indigenous person, though? That's an interesting thing. Should the United States bring back the Red Scare policy? Yeah. what was that movie that had Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze in it, and then it was redone with Thor, Chris Hemsworth. You know, is that what movie was that, guys? Help me out with that movie. That's not true. What's true? You can't say it wasn't true. I'm on like my fourth topic of the whole thing. So provide a source that says the president doesn't need a warrant. Yeah. So I don't think it's true, but if you watch the rip, I was just talking about that. But with the Red Scare, though, that would be an interesting thing, because you kind of see we're seeing that right now with, like, communists are literally just, they have clubs now at schools and things. And now the Democrat socialists of the world, America, nothing's being hidden anymore. That's the interesting thing. Brain, I think you know someone who enforces laws for the federal government. I know a few people, thank you, Deck Knight, but we don't talk about personal things. We're chatting right now. We don't allude to who knows who and what names and everything else. But anyway, so yes. Yeah, I do know a few people. I'd have to run that by them. I can imagine that's not doing it. Kevin Roberts entered the chat with a Red Dawn. I figured you'd know movies. Hey, welcome, Kevin. Good to see you on here. All right, Aiden Kokamama. Yeah, Red Dawn. Was it Red Dawn 2 or maybe they just remake, but the one with Chris Hemsworth was the exact thing. And it was pretty scary, but imagine that happening. I mean, but what some of I forget what country it was that came out and said that they would never try to invade America because they know there's too many guns and people would just go nuts. And we have our own little militias that would kick any other country out if they tried to go in there. So... All right, so Leo says, in general, the Fourth Amendment requires a search warrant based on probable cause. A judge must sign off before federal agents can enter and search private property. The warrant must specify the place. Yeah, I mean, but you're the one saying that they don't have that, so I don't know. To be searched. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wrong, sorry, but thank you for that. To be searched and the items to be seized. However, the courts have carved out several situations where no warrant is not needed. Interesting. All right, so figure it out. But the way us threatening allies only makes enemies. And right now, when us was attacked by Taliban, Dane stood shoulder to shoulder with U.S. soldiers, and now U.S. threatening us. Shame on you, seriously. Honestly, I don't know the whole. Yeah, and tell us about those carve-outs. Yeah, to go back to figure it out, I don't know about the standing shoulder to shoulder with it. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing on that one. But and Aiden, cool it, man. You're ruining my chat there. So I don't know. That's interesting. Exigent circumstances, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely ways. Well, there's ways around everything. Let's just put it that way. I don't even answer for that one. But yeah, the thing from figure it out though. Threatening allies is the interesting thing because economic gain and all that. What do I know? Yeah, I was getting there. I was actually getting there. I was trying to figure out your whole question. And then, searching people's homes en masse are definitely not exigent circumstances. So the entity, right? Oh, what I don't know, figure it out, is the fact that I don't know about standing shoulder to shoulder. I just don't know anything about that particular comment on there. The fact that you want to use the word attacking, threatening allies. You want to use the word threatening on there. Kind of look at that like we're not threatening, but at the same time, we are getting our point across, or at least Donald Trump's point. And he's not surgical with anything. He's using the sledgehammer to get his way for America first. So that's kind of the difference of his leadership style versus everybody else's. So there's my agreement on that one. All right. Instantiated. Why does YouTube always autocorrect your name as Brain? I don't know. Right click it and then put it on as a word. But anyway, federal agents may also act without a warrant in emergencies if they responsibly believe evidence will be destroyed. Someone is in danger or suspect may flee. A warrantless search can be justified. Yeah, I think we're talking too higher level. We need to kind of go down to examples maybe and just figure that out. But these situations are narrow but often litigated in court because the government must prove the urgency was real. Yeah. What are you doing, Panda? What is that? Minneapolis is the armpit of Minnesota. Yeah, Butcher. Or Butch BR. Yeah, I'm not a place I want to be. Let's put it that way. All right, so Howard's correct with Leo. So interesting. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out. Wow. All right, that's good stuff. I don't know. So no, they don't need warrants. Well, with the circumstances, yeah. I just figured that out. But hey, guys, we're hitting 65 minutes. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed yet, I would appreciate it very much. Again, trying to grow the channel and just trying to get it out there. And wow, you guys actually have. That's fantastic, guys. Hey, awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. I got a lot of people coming on and joining from tonight, so that's great. I appreciate the support. And hopefully I'm keeping you entertained and you're having a good time with this whole thing. And we're learning stuff. So, all right. I grew up in south of St. Paul. Oh, cool. Butch. Okay, Butch. So I grew up in south of St. Paul and Cottage Grove. Would never go back. Where'd you, I mean, just give me a general area. Where'd you move to? Are you still in Minnesota or somewhere else? Yeah, whatever I drink. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. Yep. Yeah, I'm taking a break tonight from everything else. So when Dane's young soldiers came back, homes and caskets, was that because they got hit by a bus? I'm sorry to say, but the fact that you say you don't know and support that idiot, that's sad. Sorry. Okay, I mean, no, I think the idea was you were talking about, well, shoot, now I forgot. Now I don't know. Figure it out. I'm not sure. I'm losing you on that one. Apologize. Yep, I'm drinking Mountain Dew. Money, yep. Knoxville. Butch BR, you're from Knoxville? That's funny. All right, so Baja Blast, good. Aiden, what do you do? Who do you think was in the wrong with the new ice? Oh, dude, the guy had a gun, man. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you responsibly carry a firearm, you know the rules. And supposedly this guy had a concealed permit, or at least a permit to carry. I don't know what they have in Minnesota. And again, it's a little too early to tell all the details, but we'll talk about it since you brought it up, Leo. He had a permit. So at that point, like, you know, you don't carry into a bad situation. And you sure as shit don't try and fight off a law enforcement officer knowing that you're carrying. You don't do it. You don't know. I mean, you don't. Exactly, he pulled it out and almost aimed. Yeah, he did. I mean, the video shows that. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the scuffle. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's clearly, they slowed it down and clearly showed the guy had a I don't want to say too many words, but he had a weapon. He had a pew-pew, and the law enforcement took it from him and took it away, and that's the whole thing. And that's what they're saying. But yeah, he was definitely in there. Yeah, the idea, I mean, he didn't quite aim it at that moment, but he did bring it up, and that was the whole idea. Was he had it. Bottom line, he had it. My point being, though, if you have a permit, if you know how to carry a pew-pew, you know you just don't do that. You don't put yourself in that situation. That's it. That's bottom line. That's like rule number one. You know, it's always loaded. Rule number two is you don't fire it or bring it into a situation that doesn't need to be there. You know, it's crazy. All right. Pulled out aim is wrong. Yep, we should wait for the... Yes, Jennifer Walker, we should wait for the investigation. I agree. Again, we're chatting, but yes, exactly. What, UWU, how about that? You like that? Even if you reach for it, it's wrong. Yeah, and he did make the motion to reach for it. That's for... I mean, I guess he was going to try and jump on the guy's back, too. It was really weird watching the whole melee of it. I feel like New York is treating my Second Amendment rights since I can't own a pistol. Yeah, I agreed on that one. I seen it, he aimed it, LOL, but they took it and shot, but the first shot was when he aimed, so it was a bit weird, yeah. Trump says we never was at the front line with U.S. soldiers. Fact is that Danes was the country who lost the most soldiers. DU population, not the U.S., not the British, not no one. Okay, figure it out. Thank you for bringing that back to me. Which war? I mean, again, I'm asking the question. Which war are you talking about? What, you know, pardon my ignorance, like, are you talking about Second World War, or what are you talking about? That's what I want to know. Never at the front line. Yeah, I'd have to look at it. Yeah, anyway, if you're talking World War II, or if anybody can corroborate that statement there, let me know too as well. But I don't know, it's interesting stuff for sure. Hey, Leo says Trump is probably the biggest rage baiter to exist. You know, honestly, I 100% agree with you. Yes, but that's the thing. It's kind of like he says these outlandish things, and then, you know, again, he says this big giant thing, but he only wants this. Like, this is what he wants. But he says, hey, we should just do this, and everybody goes freaking nuts. And then what do? They give him this. So he wants this. He gets this, but he says this. And every time he turns around and says anything at all, he just goes, everybody just freaking starts spinning their wheels. It's like the whole analogy of having one big giant gear, and that, you know, that one little gear just turns a little bit, and the other two little smaller gears kind of spin, and the ones below it spin and spin. And by the time you go all the line, the gears at the end are just whipping around, whipping off teeth. And that's what you're seeing right now in the mainstream media. Is like, you know, Donald Trump's like, we should just turn just a little bit, and everybody else is like, oh no, and then everything, and everybody goes nuts. And then you got the Democrats who just run out there and do stupid stuff all over the place, and that's what the whole thing. So I agree on that one. Have you seen what he put on X when no king protests were happening? Oh, Leo, you talk about when he was like, yeah, well, I'm so glad that we're not having a king because I'm president. What did he say? He said something like, yeah, I'm really glad we don't have a king because I'm the president and I thought I was going to be overthrown by a king or something like that. I think that was the whole thing. Hey, First Avenger, welcome back to the chat. I remember you from the other day. Let's have a good time. Oh, before I even read your comment, I'm just saying I got my little Captain America stuff up there as well. There are a few of them up there. Big one. All right, so now I'll read your comment. How sad it must be believing that scientists, scholars, economists, and journalists have devoted their lives to deceiving you while a guy with a lifetime of fraud and lying is your beacon of truth. Cool. Welcome back to the chat, First Avenger. It's always good to see you here. Hit the like thingy, subscribe. Thanks, Howard, for bringing it back. The war I'm talking about. Oh, Afghanistan. Figure it out. See, I wouldn't have got that, buddy. I'm sorry. All right. So, all right, let me write that down. I'm going to research that. Like I said, I told you, if I don't know something, I'll look it up. Afghanistan, I'm just going to put Denmark. Casualties. Okay. All right, so I'm more of a national, America first person. You want to talk about world stuff, a little different. But anyway. Funny how many people from other countries supporting the no kings bullshit, and they literally live in a country that has a king. Yeah, I know, right? That was kind of the funny thing about that situation, too. I mean, the fact is there are kings all around the world out there that have kings. You know, like, you're like, oh, kings are bad. But all these countries have kings, legitimate kings. And so it just goes back to a constitutional republic versus democracy. You guys, it's funny that they're all out there doing that. They just want something to bitch and complain about. I don't know. I would say the majority of us actually went to work that day, but no king. What's happening? Oh, Robert. Yeah, Robert's not from America. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to tell you to go look up No Kings America or something like that. But there was a bunch of protests because they were just trying to say that, oh, you know, Trump wants to be a king and he wants to go be like a dictator and he's killing America because of this. So anyway, Robert, that's the very quick summary version of it. But basically a bunch of idiots that were just sitting on the sidewalks waving signs and blowing whistles, and they had bullhorns, and they were idiots. But it was all around the country, so it was stupid. But anyway, a lot of stupid American politics. And hey, Robert, I do appreciate you asking the questions. That's actually funny. Brian, listen to the dudes BS. The U.S. has lost the most lives in the war in Afghanistan. Yeah, Bush and Obama figure did Denmark has a king. That's interesting, Howard. Yeah, right there, the no kings thing. Okay, so who was from Denmark? It was Figure It Out, right? Figure It Out. Do you know that we had a no kings rally here in America? Did you hear about that one? Stuart, welcome back. Give us kings and queens and blathering idiots. We can handle it. Stuart, I'm going to show you a picture in a minute that I told you about. These protests are pointless. If you ask me, protesting boots on the ground won't change anything. They should go talk to the lawmakers. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. Nothing is going to change. People, other than people getting, hurt and thrown in prison and jail, nothing's going to happen. Yeah, that's the whole thing. So Denmark lost 44 to 45 soldiers from a population of roughly 5 to 6 million, which is widely considered the highest or one of the highest per capita casualties. Okay, well, now you're talking about per capita, though. Okay, you're talking about percentages. So earlier, if I can go back to your comments, you said you lost the most. So, okay, you're talking about percentages versus that. It's a little bit different. I mean, I hear you. Deck Knight, I beat you to it. Yeah, exactly what I just said. You posted probably justification of that. Yeah, right, I agree. And the problem is going to get worse. I mean, it's just getting worse, just like we just saw now. I mean, one thing, it was vehicles impeding traffic, and now it's going to be physical violence of people going out there and do it. So we doing the 3/5. What? Dude. I'm hoping a lot of people don't know what the 3/5 thing is. I do. It's not rocket science. Yeah, but we weren't sure we were talking about per capita. That's the thing. And there's a lot of ideas behind that. I don't know. Figure it out. I mean, we might have to agree to disagree just because we don't need to talk about this and slow everything down on that one. But I don't know. It's a weird situation. I mean, you're talking that. You could say America spent the most money doing it and that kind of thing. I mean, how you want to balance every single loss, quote unquote loss. Obviously, loss of life is the worst, but just changing society across the world, that's the interesting thing. But Leo says Bush is to blame for everything wrong in this country. I don't know. I don't know about everything, but probably a lot of the earlier back and forth things on that one, Leo. Did I miss one thing though? I'm not sure. All right, listen to the dude BS. Yeah, so that's the whole. No, I don't think I missed anything. Anyway, I thought I did for a minute there. It's happening more so in Minnesota, even though ICE is in multiple cities. Yeah, that's a good point, Stuart Gorham. So what's happening? I mean, you do, and you've had ICE, and I was reading something earlier about how Obama got rid of how many 3 million people, 3 million illegal immigrants, but no one said anything because the local law enforcement and the government and the courts were helping ICE to deport all of these people, and that's just not what's happening right now at all. It's a matter of now they're just fighting back and forth. And the whole idea was you could just put them in jail and then ICE will go pick them up from jail. Well, you can't do that in a sanctuary city. So that's where it's escalating on that one. So you're right. All right, so Howard Click says, I served alongside Danes in Iraq. They were solid, good. I blame today's environment on Obama. Yeah, I kind of agreed on that one. North side, should the United States acquire Cuba since China and Russia are as weakest and vulnerable? Oh, no. Acquire? I mean, what's the word acquire mean, though, there, North Side? I mean, what does that exactly mean? Could we buy it? It would be interesting to see them switch over to a republic or democracy or kind of thing and just get rid of their, the communism that goes on there. That'd be a huge change. And would we want them to? Actually, that North Side, that's the other question I want to ask you. Would we want Cuba? Would we want to pay for, like Haiti and all the other territories that we have, the U.S. Virgin Islands, but the other areas in the Caribbean islands, do we want them to take on their problems and their issues, which we know Cuba has them too? There's my question for you, Northside. All right, so here's what I think about the situation. Trump's deportations are a distraction, considering he's only deported roughly 250,000 people and 2 million if you count self-deportation. 100% it is, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, you talk about distraction. You just went all of the Somalian fraud of the daycares, the Leering centers, the autism centers, and then all of a sudden ICE is just this horrible thing. So, I mean, don't look over here at Tim Waltz and Jacob Fry, but look over here at the ICE agents. And Tim Waltz and Jacob Fry are the good guys now because they're calling out ICE and doing that. Yeah, it's BS. You don't want Pitbull to be mad at Trump. Robert, what? All right. But I agree with you, Riley, on that one for sure. Figured I'm just sad that the U.S. throwing Denmark under the bus and no one is doing a damn thing about it. I'm sad because Denmark and U.S. have been solid allies, but now it's going to change. People will hate the U.S. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that hate the U.S., but still take money from the United States too. You got to look at that factor. So a lot of people are going to hate the United States because President Trump and the administration is shutting down all the money, all the NGOs that were basically taking taxpayer money and sending it overseas. And we're going to stop doing that because we don't want to anymore. And we have a $38 trillion debt, and it's not going down. And that's our primary focus right now. So you can hate us all you want, but when you ask for money, that's going to come back at you. Or you want our help, or if you get invaded by Russia, you're going to want the United States. No matter how you feel about the United States, you're going to want us on your side. Plain and simple. All right. All right, so can we talk about Obama causing self-segregation in the U.S.? Hey, Leo, go watch my new video I just put out about that. It's exactly about that. It's, what is it called? I forget now. It is called No Ice in Restaurants. Go watch that one. It'll tell you exactly what we're talking about, that one. Hey, cool, Howard. Hey, man, have a good night. I appreciate it. Thanks for commenting on my stuff, too. I appreciate that. But have a good night. Oh, have fun with your family. Find your green screen, says Aiden. Yes, we want Cuba. It's a tropical island. We can turn it into a tourist resort like casino. I mean, the north side, there you go. That's the idea. That we need. And if someone's going to build a casino, it's going to be Trump. Okay, so there's that, too, as well. Aiden, I hear you about the green screen. I'm not sure I'll get on that one. Let's see. Deck 9. Dude, Denmark needs to sit down. We are allies because they need us and don't need them. We waste so much money on Europe and have for decades. So go buddy up with UK and see how that works. Yeah. World Breaker WF said the rules-based order is over. It's all about might makes right now. Yeah, I can feel that. How many people I hear know that we already own Cuba and have it up a century ago? Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, what happened? Oh, you redacted that message. Sorry, as I read it. But anyway, can we get Jamaica while we're at it? I mean, yeah, why not? Why not, Leo, right? I mean, what else? What else do we want? Heck, let's continue on this whole scenario. I would love to have Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, is it not Trinidad, but Turks and Caicos. That's what I was thinking. Something like that. I want some rum. I spelled too much rum. Yeah. Right? I mean, well, here's the real thing. Rules have never been really applied to the superpowers. Let's be real. Well, yeah, because who's gonna put law enforcement on there and do that? Well, let's be real. Funny, up for discussion. Let's talk on a Saturday night. What countries or states or what countries or territories or islands or whatever else do we want the rest of the world? I mean, New Zealand, Australia. I mean, what else, what do we want to just take over just for fun? Let's be stupid about it, but. All right, and where does the money, U.S. getting the money from? That's so messed up. No, we don't want you on our side in the future at any cost. That's where you are mistaken. I have to leave the chat. This starts to piss me off. All right, buddy. Figure out. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Yeah, I think we just have to agree to disagree. I will look it up, though. I'm going to look in a little deeper about that one. But anyway, hey, thanks for participating and being nice about things. So thanks so much. Okay. Yeah, and Riot, the interesting thing, too, with nuclear powers, because how do you really reinforce anything on a nuclear power? And that's what you run into, because that's the worst thing. If we ever do face off about something else, and we have a huge, giant problem, you just drop the bomb, and that's the horrible thing. So if more countries get the nuclear power, I should say nuclear bombs, if they got that, where's that point where everybody's equal, neutral, and no matter how big or small or how many people you have or technology you have, if you have the bomb, now you're top of the world. It's an interesting thing, and that goes back a lot of the stuff you talk about. But yeah, I don't know. Diego Garcia, Trump wants that bad to have a superiority over the Indian Ocean. Robert, say that in a different way. Diego Garcia, Trump wants that bad. Is Diego Garcia an island? Hold on a minute, Diego. Oh, shoot, it is. You capitalize it, so I got it. Because Diego, you didn't capitalize it. Diego Garcia is the largest island of the Caicos Archipelago. Sorry, my English. Sorry. It has been used as a joint UK-US military base since the 1970s, following the expulsion of the Chagosians by the UK government. Huh. Diego Garcia, there you go. I didn't know. That's interesting. Oops, where was I? Let me go back to that. So thanks for putting that in there. I like it. I personally disagree with the U.S. trying to forcibly take Denmark. It's pretty grimy. When asked what justification we have to do that, Trump said we need it for our security. Well, we're not taking Denmark. We're taking Greenland. So I hear on that one. Temu special. Cuba, $1.99 on sale now. That's good. The real world is close to being like the Fallout games. Yeah, North Side. I haven't watched the second season on that yet. I started playing one of the games from Fallout, but I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I gave up on it. But I haven't watched the second season of Fallout, though. All right, the real world is close to being like the Fallout. Brian, you want to know why hardly any countries have nukes? Why? Or Greenland, right? Yeah, it is an island. We have a base there. Yeah, I realized that story. Yeah, thanks. I didn't know what Diego Garcia was. I know. That's what I learned tonight. And we aren't taking Greenland. We are buying it. Yep. I am number one. Well, way to go, Leo. Yeah, you dethroned Figure It Out. Unfortunately, he didn't like our conversation and left. So, all right, that's funny. That is funny. That was Robert number 3, but that's cool. Yeah, whatever works. It's weird. You know you were at work. You know where I work and I have direct knowledge. I'll tell you later. All right. Anyways, cool. All right, guys. We're hitting 85 minutes. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed, please do. I would appreciate it. Go watch those videos too. It would be awesome. Y'all worms too. Me bow down. Deck night. LOL. Yep. I always had an image in my head of America as the moral rock in the world, and I always told myself that corrupt politicians did things that went against that, but maybe I was wrong. Yeah. You know, we're the shining light on the hill, right? That's what Ronald Reagan said. So, anyway, Sush Moss, MAGA, yes. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you here. Thanks for jumping on. Cuba has some great bass fishing lakes. We need to take it. Great natural resources. So Stuart just wants Cuba. Well, Leo wants Cuba for the rum in Jamaica, and then Stuart wants it so he can fish. I'm not sure if they'll agree with those terms, but if that works for them, I mean, great. We'll have a Gorham camp down there to learn how to fish down in Cuba and do that. So the north side, U.S. shouldn't buy anything. Just use the manifest destiny policy. Yeah, butcher beers. I want the whole Caribbean, and why not? Sure. I mean, while we're at it, just take Venezuela too. We'll do the whole thing. So moral rock until our rock gets covered in shit, Dad. Our morally can only handle so much of that being slung at us. Yeah, that's it right there. Do you think if we try to take Greenland, NATO, and Russia will get involved? Well, again, we use the word take, Leo. No, I don't think we should take it, number one. Number two, if we did try and take it militarily, I think they would. No, I don't know. That's the interesting. I don't know if they would. That's the crazy thing about it. Anyway, Stewart cigars. Just take the entire planet. Yeah, pretty much. That's your belief and joy. All right, Sushmas, thank you. Whatever your name is. Appreciate it. Aussie 22. Hello. Welcome to the chat. I did want to talk about one thing about that one. Oh, cigars. Yeah, if you ever been down to Florida, there's a place that was run by a whole bunch of people that moved here from Cuba, immigrated from Cuba back in way a long time ago, and they built it. What the hell's that name? It's a very short name. God, it's right where the Florida Panthers play or something like that. There's a Hawk. No, I'm sorry, it's a Lightning. Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, friggin' extra points to the person that can remember that place is down there. What is that name of that place? It's going to piss me off. Ybor. It's Ybor. Ha, nobody wins. I win. Ybor has a great Cuban cigar places. You walk up and down, you watch them roll. They'll roll it in the window and you say, I want that one. And they take it out and they give it to you. It's freaking amazing. It's awesome. Good cigars. That's your belief. Hello. Then we'll get it over. That's not enough. He is going to take the entire Milky Way. Yeah, why stop? Yeah, sure. Tampa's a lot of small shops, heavily. Yes. Yeah, Butchby. Yeah, that's exactly. It was Ybor. That's what. Oh, Butch. See, I said it already, though. See, I won. Ybor, I was about to say it. Exactly. I've been there twice, and actually, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. At Chicken Rumble, America will be at peace. That's why we need Jamaica. You're still on Jamaica. That's funny. I want America to return to its perceived and stated ideals. To be honest, I have a strange, nostalgic idea of how we should be. I mean, I would love to say yes. I would love to say sure. Ybor is a city and not a cigar shop. No, it's pretty much Ybor. The entire city was a cigar shop. So no, I agree. I disagree. Let me talk to Riot though. But yeah, I just don't know if we ever can go back to all of the ideals. I think the fact that, well, okay, until we get maybe kind of either get rid of the two-party system and everything goes back to the middle and just wants what's best for everybody. And that's the problem. It's all coming back to Republicans want this, so the Democrats are no. Democrats want this, the Republicans are no. And there's no middle ground saying, will this do us better? Will this benefit America? Yes or no? And that's until we find that balance, I don't think we can. And will that ever happen, Riot? I just don't know. Anyway, all right, so Greenland's a desolate place where there are only a few areas that are even survivable if you live there. I watched documentary on the history and that was fascinating. I bet. I'd visit, though. Let's put it that way. Leo, that's interesting. The EU kind of threatened the U.S. when a few leaders said they want to open talks channels with Russia, and the recent FTA announcement with India indicates EU is looking for it. Yeah, that's a problem. Yep. Tampa's our second home. Wife is from there. Okay, cool. Yeah, my best friend lives down in Tampa, and I've been there a few times to visit him. When is Trump passing the law where you won't be taxed in overtime like he promised? No, that passed. That wasn't part of the one big beautiful bill, but it just, hold on a minute. It just went into effect though. Who wrote that? Yeah, Northside. So that was passed, but it hadn't gone into effect yet. But now it's actually in effect. And I got the whole thing. You want to talk about everything about the one big beautiful bill? I got my little cheat sheet. But you won't see that until you do your taxes next year in 2026. I'm sorry, 2027. God, for 2026. So that's a little premature on that one. So stay tuned. Other major trade partners are markets away from the north side. That's been passed, but as always, there are limitations on it. Yeah. I'm sending a letter to Trump asking him to take Jamaica, the food, drinks, alcohol, and the smoke and music. I think he will go for it. Hey, Leo, in that letter, write that you want to be the ruler of it too. Just put it on there. You want to be the person that runs everything. President of Jamaica. Be like Leo Lee, president of Jamaica. Put him on that too. I'm sure he'll be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. That is funny. This may not be popular to say, but multiculturalism, the U.S. will never be the same again. Yeah. Guess who's responsible for multiculturalism? No, that's a whole chat by itself right there. Captain Cake, welcome back. Hey, good to see you back in the chats. That's cool. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. I don't know if you watch my videos or not, but thank you for that. And of course, you came in at 90 minutes and 45 seconds. We're kind of, I don't know, running down. We've been all over the place, actually. Jesus, we've been all over the place, guys. If you guys have been here for the 90 minutes, which some of you actually have, but I always tell myself I'm going to write down certain things about what we talk about. That way I can put it in like the description and do the hashtag stuff and all that. But of course I always forget. Minneapolis. We're talking about Afghanistan. Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, exactly. It's always good to check in. Butch, I know, buddy. I know. Hey, again, guys, I usually do a regular show on Sundays, usually about 6:30 or 6:45. So that's like my usual thing. I'm just on here tonight because I didn't want to go out tonight. There's like a storm coming through pretty much like the entire continent right now. And I just don't want to go out in the ice and snow. So that's kind of what we're doing on that one. But we'll see what happens. We talked about Ybor, Cuba. Then we talked about a lot of the stuff about other countries. It's interesting how that plays out. I'll have to figure that out. Let's see. Soldiers, riots, all kinds of things. So, all right, what we got? Aren't we forgetting about another island country, Taiwan? That's what's happening with it. It's like everybody forgot about Taiwan. Yeah. You know what, Robert? I'll actually be in Taiwan in July. Actually, I'm going out to a convention out there, and I got the trip insurance because I'm kind of worried. Like, hey, what happens if China invades between now and then? What the heck happens if they invade the week that I'm there for the convention? I mean, it's kind of scary stuff on that. Look up Barbara Spector, okay? Do you want me to do that now or later? I mean, let me do it later because, Leo Lee for King of Jamaica. Yeah, exactly. Hey, but no, Leo, no kings, buddy. There's no kings. We can't have kings. All right, we can't have kings. Barbara Spector. Wait. I thought you were talking about Phil Spector, too. You're not talking about Phil Spector, right? The musician, the one that killed his wife? You're not talking about that. It's different Spector. We need a Mogadishu, repeat, but the U.S. has modern equipment and a ton of reinforcements. Yeah, why would even boots on the ground in Mogadishu at that point? Just go in there. No, I am not aware. Actually, Deck, B Butcher has been on the deck and even made a video. So, cool, awesome. Honestly, I don't talk personal stuff on this thing. Deck night, you should probably know better than that. Well, we'll have that separate conversation. But Butch, I'd love to meet you if that's the case. So very cool. I'm gonna wear my crown with pride. Leo, let it go, buddy. No kings. We don't want another altercation, but we'll get you something on that one. So. All right, so it's Barbara Spector. Okay, so I wrote it down right. I was just thinking when you said that. I bet P. Butcher knows where his deck night glass is. Oh man, I tell you, I'm gonna send you a picture later tonight when I get it. Okay, it's upstairs. What about another important island? The Epstein Island. Is Trump invading that too? Says Robert. Okay, I don't know if you were trying to make a jab or make it a joke, but that's pretty freaking funny. That is hilarious. Okay, no kings. How about ruler of Zumba? Okay. It's in my right hand now. Oh, look, Butch is sucking up too. Okay, whatever, buddy. That's funny. Well, hey, I'm glad you found me. That's very cool. That's awesome. Anyway, yeah, well, you guys, we're hitting 95 minutes. You haven't liked and subscribe, make sure you do that. And jump on the chat there. I am king of Jamrock City. I love it. I love it. Go to Chat GPT, Leo, and put that in there. Like, put your picture in, and then like make it a king of Jamaica. That'd be hilarious. The Chat GPT is like my new little favorite hobby. I'm putting in there doing that. So, we're talking about Jamaica. I gotta write that down. All right, so Jamaica. I got Jamaica. Man, we're all over the place. All right, guys. All right, I am winding down though because what time is it, man? It's getting late. Shoot, I don't even know. Yeah, it's past 8 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. No. I'm just kidding, but no, I promise the wife I was spend some time with her tonight. So, guys, let's wrap it up. Again, I'll be on here tomorrow night after family dinner, and I hope you guys can join me as well. And again, keep some subjects. Let me know what you want to talk about. Anything is open. You know, I might not know anything about it, but hey, we'll talk about it, and we'll do that. Last time I was in Jamaica, I had a blunt the size of a cigar, rum with chicken. Hey, Leo, set that up, okay? Get a travel agent, and then let us all know. We'll all meet you down there. I didn't know you had so many. Your hair is greasy. Let's talk about that. Por favor, Brinca. It came in at the last second. My hair is greasy. Man, I thought we were friends and all, man. That's cool. All right, it's 8 p.m. now, and I've only been on day shift. Definitely past my bedtime. Our country's kind of like the movie Idiocracy. Yeah, we actually, hey, Northside, let's talk about Idiocracy. That's a good movie. They were talking about bringing a second one back out there. So anyway, guys, have a good time. Have a good time, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy your Saturdays. I'll see you on the flip side tomorrow night, and we'll talk then. And thanks, Robert, for jumping in here. I appreciate it. But like and subscribe if you guys don't mind. See ya.